Hey guys, this is Karan and welcome back to my channel. It is such a pleasure creating fresh new videos for you guys, so it always helps if you like my videos and subscribe to my channel. A huge shout out to all my friends and members at Watch Enthusiasts India, India's fastest growing and largest social media platform for watch collectors. Do join in the link in the description box below for all the fun, informative discussions and updates about our future events. In all my experience as a watch collector, I have seen that when two or more people, experts in their own fields, come together and put their minds to work, and that is when they create something unique. This is exactly what happened when Bruno Bellamich and Carlo Rosillo founded Bell&Ross in 1992. Both being fans of aviation and aircraft, they envisioned the brand as a maker of pilots' timekeeping instruments. For the first decade, production was exclusively handled by Zinn in Germany, with their offices based in Paris. As you can see from these older watches, the Zinn design language is prominently featured and the focus was heavily on pilots' watches. As a collector, I know that some of these watches are highly coveted in some circles. While they are a young brand, they are no slouches when it comes to watchmaking records. The Bell&Ross Vintage 123 was the first jumping hour watch with power reserve. It was introduced in 1992. The Bell&Ross Space One was the first automatic chronograph to be worn in space in 1994. The Bell&Ross Hydromax 11,000 meters was the Guinness World Record holder for wristwatch water resistance at 11,000 meters in 1998. After Chanel became a shareholder in 2002, production and offices were shifted to La Chaux-de-Fonds in Switzerland, where they completely revamped the design language. The focus was still very much on pilots' watches, but the rounded cases of yesteryears were replaced with big square cases that look a lot like the displays on the cockpit control panels. Such panels are called six-packs and may have a variety of instruments like altimeter, barometer, compass, tachometers, etc. Bell&Ross Pilot's Watch BR03-92 is the true embodiment of a tool watch. There are a few specific characteristics that make a watch a pilot's watch, and this timekeeping instrument checks all the boxes. First, a pilot needs to be able to quickly and easily tell time in both good and bad weather and for day or night flights. Because of that, pilots' watches have large, dark dials with contrasting numbers or indexes for clear legibility. The BR03-92 has large and easily visualized cardinal numbers at 3, 6, 9 and 12 and distinct large and smaller elongated markers for the hour markers and minute track. The bezel-less design puts emphasis on the large dial on this watch, and yet it does not feel disproportionate, with the Bell&Ross logo and model reference being the only text on the dial. The sword-shaped hands too have larger than normal surface areas, which clearly tell the time at a glance. Next, pilots' watches must have good luminosity to enhance readability for night flight. All the markers and hands on the BR03-92 are filled with superluminova for long-lasting luminosity. Lastly, a big oversized crown, because historically pilots wore gloves during flights and therefore needed a large crown which they could easily manipulate without removing those gloves. The pilot's instruments from Bell&Ross are equipped with a machine-knurled crown with ample ridges and grip that can be manipulated in almost all situations. The matte zirconium ceramic case measures 42 mm per side, which ideally makes this a large watch to wear, but the squared shape with very short lugs make it sit nice and compact on the wrist. The sapphire crystal on the top has anti-reflective coating on one side and it presents a clear view of the dial. On the back, the watch is sealed off by a screw-down solid ceramic caseback with multiple lines of text. I am glad they mentioned all these features on the back and kept the dial clean and clutter-free. The screw-down caseback and simple pull-and-push crown lend this watch 100 meters of water resistance. This watch is powered by a Sellita SW200 Swiss automatic movement. Apart from the square designs and flat cases, a major factor that makes this watch a comfortable wearing instrument on the wrist is the natural rubber strap that it comes on. 24 millimeters wide between the lugs but flaring out to 33 millimeters to line up perfectly with the lug profile, the supple but very sturdy rubber strap tapers down to a trendy 22 millimeters at the buckle. This watch comes with an additional broad and long synthetic canvas strap that can be used over flight suits where the rubber strap may fall short. In all, the watch measures only 10.9 millimeters in height, which makes it quite slim. Now this is how the BR03-92 pilot's watch wears on my wrist. Airline captain or fighter jet commander, the daring and wanderlust-worthy lifestyle of a pilot captures our imaginations like nothing else. Be it flying thousands of feet above the earth or the jet-setting lifestyle. Either way, a pilot's watch is a wonderful addition to any modern-day watch collection. While we may be spoiled for choice with big-name mainstream brands, it's the Bell&Rosses of the world that bring much-needed variety and fun to the hobby. This design language has come to be synonymous with the brand, and as such, these watches are terrific conversation starters and cannot be mistaken for anything else. For example, the date window is a consistent feature in all current Bell&Ross models, and they have assigned it to the unobtrusive 4:30 position. What's more, they have made sure the date is always displayed the right side up rather than at an angle. And lastly, all date wheels are color matched to the dial. These are the little things that set a brand apart. They could have easily thrown in a mass-produced white date wheel at a weird angle, but they took the time and the effort to do it right. With prime focus on symmetry, homogeneity, legibility, and fine attention to detail, Bell&Ross has been making ultra-utilitarian technical watches for the past 30 years. And I'm very sure that they're going to do very well in the coming decades. A heartfelt thanks to Bell&Ross and Ethos Watch Boutiques for sending these watches over for review. Bell&Ross watches are available with Ethos Watch Boutiques, India's largest retailer of luxury watches. You can get in touch with me over WhatsApp or Instagram DMs for a deal on these watches or just to talk watches. Thank you for watching.